Hold up. All right. Oh man, thank you, Dark Moon Goddess. I appreciate that, sis. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's love right there. Thank you, sis. Hold up. I'm trying to I'm locking this thing onto the. But I appreciate that, sis. How are you? Hold on. I can't even hear myself. Hold on. Gotta switch all my stuff real quick. See, this is the reason why I be playing the intro, to do all my stuff right. All right, here we go. All right, my sound effects is all right. Yeah. Let me drop a bomb for Dark Moon Goddess. I appreciate that, sis. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, here we go. So I'm letting all my stuff load in, and as I do that, I'm pulling up who that right there. Oh man. Hold up. All right, here go my notifications. Is that pronounced Zoe Orleans? Zoe Orleans? Been a member for 4 months. I appreciate that. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hope I am. I appreciate that. I'm gonna drop a bomb. Been a member for 4 months. I know it's early. We about to be doubling up today too, y'all. Just to let y'all know. Later on this evening, we're gonna have a live stream. We're gonna be discussing all the things that we found and discovered, and I want to go over dealing with Maui out there in Hawaii. You know, those are our brothers and sisters, and it's not fair what they doing, and there's some things that they doing over here in America. I mean, that's still America, and I just want to state that they're doing similar things over here in the States, and we need to be prepared for this. And I'm going to be going over that stuff tonight. I'm also going to welcome you all up on a panel, but you have to join the 13% community server to do so. Don't forget that. Levante in the building. What's going on, brother? How you? He said, let's put your states and cities in here. Yeah. Go ahead. Let's Southwest Philadelphia in the building. They done activated HARP. HARP has been an ongoing thing for a while, but HARP has been passed over to DARPA. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna be going over that. I'm not gonna make a promise if I'm gonna go over that. Depends, because I went over that before. If we have time during that live stream, then I'll play that, because that's already on my channel right now. Lancaster, PA, Reading, PA. Norfolk, Virginia, Chicago, H-Town, Miami, Florida, Waco, Texas, South Carolina, Gainesville, Georgia, Jacksonville, Mississippi twice, back to back, San Antonio, Texas, Middle Georgia, Gary, Indiana, Richmond, VA, H-Town in the building. Y'all waking up, and so am I, right? Marquise Brown, I appreciate that. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, brother. I'm gonna drop a bomb for you right now. Atlanta, Georgia in the building too. Charleston, South Carolina. St. Louis. What up, Choctaw, Montana? What's going on, brother? Hold up. Okay, Rockville, Illinois, Atlanta, Georgia, Dallas. Look, y'all, I wanted to talk to y'all about something. This is the reason why I went live a little early. We are still gonna go live tonight, like I said. In order for you all to join the panel, you have to be inside of the server. We're gonna be going over that, but today is gonna be a little bit different. I didn't even get a chance to set up my intro and stuff like that, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip that part for right now. Uh, Columbia, Missouri. Ooh, I never heard of that. Columbia, Missouri. What up, Nate? Central Valley, Cali. Denver, Colorado. Minneapolis, Minnesota. Cincinnati. Greensville, South Carolina. Tulsa, Oklahoma in the building. Creek from Rockville, Illinois. What up, Eugene? Lafayette, Louisiana in the building. Waco, Texas in the building. Memphis 10 checking in. What up, Memphis? Mooresville, North Carolina. Nashville, Tennessee. Another Memphis 10 in the building. Y'all in the building? Hope y'all having a good day. I see 804 VA. Sarasota, Florida in the building. Montreal, Canada in the building. Listen to the voice cracking. You know, I'm just... Hey, man. M. Terry needs you been a member for 11 months. Woo! Hey, I appreciate that. Port Orange, Florida. Newark, New Jersey. Suffolk, VA. M.I. Crooked letter I. Crooked letter I. Humpback I in the building. Ain't that crazy? That's how they made us remember Mississippi. In school, they had to come up with a little rhyme with it. 504, that's New Orleans. Hampton, VA. Southside Jamaica, Queens in the building. Toronto, Canada in the building. Hey, what up, Canada? We're gonna be coming up to Canada too. I hope y'all can make it out. We are gonna be doing a tour here shortly. I'm looking at some things. I was in the 13% community server last night, and I was looking at some tour buses, and then somebody mentioned RVs, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. Y'all probably gonna get on me about that. I ain't even looking to no RVs, but I just want to make it convenient for the whole team to come out so we could, you know, do an official tour, or either on a tour bus or RV or both. I just need some good deals. In fact, somebody said Fort Worth, Texas. Fort Worth, Texas had a little deal. I'm gonna have to check and see. On a bus, we're gonna have to get something. Londa Walker in the building. Thank you for becoming a member. And Dre Creek said, been a member for 9 months. Drop a bomb. Peace family 202. Hey, that's DC in the building. What up, DC? You know that's home always and forever. 202 in the building. I see 757 VA in the building. That's close to home. Somebody said get an RV and put some Aboriginal art on it. And regardless, either way, if it's going to be a bus or RV, we definitely wrapping it, man. We putting something, man, that'd be lovely. Pull up on it. They already know what time it is. When I pull up, I'll probably put some Mayans work on there or something. I don't know. We'll see. Stone Mountain, GA. That tour bus look grand. Yeah, Levante. Matter of fact, Levante is the one that showed me that one in Fort Worth, and that's not too far. So we'll see. I'm supposed to be getting a phone call, and you know, we're gonna have to check out them prices, make sure everything is good. The RV I looked at was definitely at a good price. I'm gonna talk them down a little bit. Hopefully everything work out with that, man. And then we'll go on tour. Make it happen. Mohawk I Am been a member for 20 months. Woo. Georgia Turtle Island. All right, come on. I might have to double up on that. Celebrate. Oh, David Bland. I appreciate that, brother. Clean in that picture too. I'm feeling the hat, brother. Yeah, man, I appreciate the donation. That's clean right there too, brother. Keep it clean. Man, I miss that time, y'all. Y'all remember that, how we used to be? I ain't gonna lie. Well, let me not say I wish I was born during that era. But that era, where all we had to do was just throw on a hat and some, you know, like a nice suit and walk down the street. Man, I want that back, man. I want that era so bad. Where we looking like gangsters coming down the street, but whole time we just chilling. I miss that era, bro. That was the era. I mean, I would have shook, man. Man. Sparatus. Bills been a member for 32 months. Woo. Oh no, that's Spartacus. Spartacus Bills. I apologize. 32 months. I'm doubling up right there. Let me make this bigger so I can see real quick. Hold up. Jamal Price, thank you for being a member. Thank you for becoming a member, Jamal. Armani in the building. Hey, and Armani, matter of fact, let me say happy related birthday, Armani, and I apologize. I'm gonna tell you how I found out. My wife and I was watching, I think it was 2 live streams ago, and I just so happened to see the comments in the chat where they were saying happy birthday to you. Y'all know better than that. Y'all was supposed to get my attention. I know y'all probably didn't want to disturb me because I was so knee deep. Matter of fact, that's when I was talking about the mosquitoes. But happy birthday, sister. I'm giving you a big old hug right now. Happy birthday. My apologies for missing that too that day. Melanated Aboriginal in the building. Congratulations on the very first super chat. Y'all are very kind. Absolutely, man. I appreciate that. Sister Blue Dream in the building. What's up, sis? Jacqueline Holtz. Hi, Jacqueline. How you? OCO. Anthony Perkins with a gifted membership. I appreciate that, brother Anthony. Fort Knox, Kentucky. GQ the boss in the building. What up, GQ? Joshua Crump been a member for 10 months. It's up. I got you. Up. Hey, Indigenous Minds Circular gifted one. Hey. Thank you, Indigenous Minds. Thank you for the gifted. Halito. How you? The turtle emoji is missing. It should be there. I ain't take nothing off. See, nah, look, our Larry put up the turtle emote. It should be there. That's automatic. It's open, automatic. Yeah, see, they putting the turtles up. That's in there. Somebody said just scroll down a bit. Natasha just said just scroll down a bit. I'm about to add some more too. You're gonna see some more getting here short. Uh-oh, they go all the turtles. Uh-oh. They about to blow this thing up with the turtles. Hey, Choctaw, Montana for 25 months. Happy birthday, Amani, and I hope all is well with you and the famo, Chief. Everything good with us, and happy birthday, Amani, again. Absolutely, man. I appreciate that. You found it? I hate, yeah. Gods and goddesses, Oseo gods and goddesses. Who that right there? B1 Vanessa been a member for 18 months. Woo.
It's go time, Slim.
Absolutely, Amani. Yeah, man. You fam now, man. Like, that's automatic. That's automatic. I can't wait to do this tour. So soon as that take place, like we make that purchase, you know, I'm gonna get that rap done. We're gonna make something happen, man. Then there ain't gonna be no excuse. We're gonna be everywhere. That's gonna be lovely. I can't wait till that happen. So y'all already know, I skipped my intro, technically, but I won't even gotta play that. Y'all know what it's about. I wanted to jump straight into this. Let me crack one of these teas open real quick. I need some tea. Oh no, I got a water right here. Good. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Set it on fire. You know it's right there. Fire. So Larry Elder, right? This was brought to my attention by people in the 13% community server. I watched the whole interview. It was pretty good. If you don't know who Larry Elder is, he's like a politician. I would say like a right-wingish politician. And he was on the Breakfast Club recently. I think this was about a couple of days ago, if I'm not mistaken. And for some odd reason, they changed their format with this. It was a little weird. I mean, I don't know if they were trying to make him uncomfortable or what. But yeah, he got Charlamagne. This is like maybe the second time I seen somebody get at Charlamagne, because you know Charlamagne would try to professionally troll people right in front of him, trying to get them off of their square, try to make them sweat. That's what he did for. But this brother was ready. He was ready. Brooklyn, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. And I think I missed somebody. Hold on, let me come up. Latoya James, thank you for being a member for 2 months. I'm gonna drop a bomb for you. Yeah, so he had some interesting takes during this entire interview. I'm only gonna play a few clips of it because he made certain points that I want to point out. Now, those of you may disagree with him on his first point that I'm getting ready to play here, which was his take on reparations. And as you can tell by how this lady titled it, he was saying reparations was a waste of time, or is a waste of time. I want to play that before I play the other one where he got at Charlamagne. It's hold on, let me make sure it's, oh no, I got to turn it up. So I'm gonna give, I'm gonna let this play and I'm gonna give my take on it real quick.
Now, because it's in that, all of a sudden, the governor is accused of somehow defending slavery. He's not doing anything of the sort.
You were actually one that defended slavery. In your comments, you said that, like it or not, slavery was legal in response to reparations. So it's you that was defending slavery, correct?
Defending it and saying that it's illegal are two very different things. Slavery, slavery, unfortunately.
Well, that was your response. That was your response into if reparations should happen. So your response to that was, like it or not, slavery was legal, and one would think that that was a defense.
So let me. I wanted to say that this is a little bit different. They allowed this type of format on the Breakfast Club, like where this lady right here was able to, give her little take and critique this guy, question this guy. On the Breakfast Club, I never seen that before. Like they kind of tried, they attempted to format this as if it was like a political debate because he's a politician. So, that kind of made me turn my nose up a tad bit. Like, what is, the Breakfast Club doing here? That's supposed to be a place to be, promoting music and things. I mean, I understand they do bring politicians up there. They did bring Joe Biden up there and, a couple of other politicians, but this type of format of where they were questioning him or interviewing him rather, that was different. And I was like, I wonder why. That made me want to look more into Larry Elder because apparently he must have like something coming up where they may believe or may, they may think that he may win. I don't know. That part right there was a little bit different, but they wanted to, I don't know. It's like they attempted to professionally harass him to get him off of his square. I said, something up. I'm gonna look into him. I'm not into that politician realm. I'm not really into that. I'm familiar with certain things and, I disagree with the Republicans and the Democrats. I ain't with neither one of that. If anything, I'd much rather it be independent, but that's just me. And independent from this government is what I'm referring to. But so it was just different. And you don't see nothing like that where you actually have a Zoom call of a person talking to an individual that's actually physically there with Charlamagne. That was different. But I'm gonna play this again.
Now, because it's in that, all of a sudden, the governor is accused of somehow defending slavery. He's not doing anything of the sort.
You were actually one that defended slavery. In your comments, you said that, like it or not, slavery was legal in response to reparations. So it's you that was defending slavery, correct?
Defending it and saying that it's illegal are two very different things. Slavery, unfortunately.
She cotton them all.
That was your response into if reparations should happen. So your response to that was, like it or not, slavery was legal, and one would think that that was a defense on those who were asking.
Well, you would think it was a defense, but it is not a defense. Unfortunately, slavery has been part and parcel of human history from the very beginning. Asians enslaved Asians, whites enslaved whites, blacks enslaved blacks, Native Americans enslaved Native Americans. There are a lot of people have bloody hands in slavery. For example, slavery could not have existed had it not been for African chieftains who were selling black slaves captured in battle or captured through raids and selling them to European and Arab slavers. It could not have existed without that. So everybody has dirty hands here. That's why reparations is such a foolish thing. If you're going to get reparations from the 5% or so of white people that have some sort of generational connection to slavery, and that's all there is, then you need to go back to Africa and get money from African countries that were involved in the slave trade and in the Arab slave trade.
Wait a minute. If he drop a bomb, to me, he's making perfect sense. But at the same time, it's a few things that I disagree with that he said. But I agree with the fact that if you believe that you were captured from Africa and brought over here to America, then you should be going back to that particular African country and seeking reparations. You should be. You should be. You should be holding those African countries that put you in, into that situation. Allegedly, you should be holding them responsible. I agree with that part, if that really happened. But, as far as slavery goes, their stories and, people want to cling on to it. Because think about it. Who were you going to blame over here other than the government? And then when you blame the government, what are you pointing at? Like, what branch of the government? Who specifically? I have a book coming out on this. I want to say it should be here next week. I'm actually waiting for the books, the copies to arrive. I want to make sure everything is good before it go. But I have a book coming out on this, and it should answer these questions for everybody, and so we could get to the bottom of it, man. And nip this in the butt.
Money from African countries that were involved in the slave trade and in the Arab slave trade. And by the way, the Arab slave trade was even worse than European slave trade.
So if they go after the money from the other countries, then would you agree that it would be okay to go after the money from America? Is that your problem with it?
When are you going to stop?
But why is it going after money? Why? See, that's another thing. Why are people that ask for reparations are so focused on money? The money portion of it. Why? Why is that? Why are we focused on the money portion about the reparations when it has a broader, okay, I'm going to say the occurrence of it held us up in so many different ways, more than just economically, like the effects of it, the side effects or the aftermath of it held us up in so many different ways. But the only way to get out of it is to beat them at their own game. Realistically, that's the only way to get out of it. To answer that is the only way to get yourself out of that situation, since, the enemy, which will be the government, is not there to assist you. They were there to suppress you. Me personally, I never liked the fact that people wanted to go out there and ask the enemy directly for assistance, when the enemy, as we can tell, by way of records and over time of how they've been doing it, they will only assist the other foreigners, the foreigners that they have great relationships with. Now, since they don't have and had never had great relationships with us, I mean, due to mistreatments, a lot of discrimination, a lot of injustice, a lot of inequalities. I mean, what's the point of keep trying? As if another presidential administration in there is actually going to change a rule that's been held by this government for years. Like, I don't see that happening. I mean, I'm talking about change a rule in our favor. I don't see that happening. And realistically, if this happened to your people, where you can actually verify by way of paperwork that your people were enslaved in Africa and then captured from that area, that country in Africa, and forcefully brought here to the Americas, you should be coming after that country in Africa. Because not only should the government out here acknowledge it, the government over there should be acknowledging it. First, realistically speaking, some people may disagree with me on that, and some people may disagree with him on that because, you know, people feel as though, hey, I mean, we did go through something, in which we did. But let's be real here. Again, the government has never assisted us with anything. Not this, I mean, realistically, let's be real. No matter how hard we tried, they always had to include other foreigners with anything that they put out. Civil rights, for example. Like, it was supposed to be exclusively for us, but it wasn't. Like, at least we thought it was going to be exclusively for us in 1964. But if you go back all the way to the first one, 1866, you're going to notice that they set that up for them, for their benefit. And don't forget, that was 1866. And in 1871, they recreated the Constitution, incorporated themselves, made themselves first-class citizens. Look at the timeline. It was all for them. It was never in our favor. And then we turn around 100 years after that, try to state that, hey, we need some say-so in their system, in their governmental system. Oh, we need to become Democrats. That was a big mistake. We were already like below them, but doing that showcased that we had no type of power. And it was the, you know, people, Dane, don't call them children. I'm going to call them children. It was the children that did that to us. Those that were in colleges and universities, they were children. Vulnerable children. Because the adults at that time did not agree to that. Did not want that. They knew they were going to lose everything. They were going to lose their ownership of everything. And now turn around and we in this situation. Even worse, to be honest with you, the way I look at it, and the only way that could, you know, change, in my opinion, first of all, it has to be done on an individual basis. Then we could get together as a whole and correct these issues by creating our own from top to bottom. That's my take on it. Because you keep hollering about money, 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 getting money, money, money. That's not happening. We can see that they're only going to hand money out to foreigners. But keep in mind, we're not foreigners. Keep that in mind. We are not foreigners. If we were, we probably would have had some money. I'm going to chop a bomb. Let's be real. They would have handed us a check by now if we were foreigners. Quick. How much do you need? Look at how much money Biden then gave, I was about to say Sudan. They gave Sudan too. But just think about all of the countries that they hand money to, millions of dollars every year. The billions of dollars that he just gave Ukraine and constantly giving Ukraine. What more do they need? And think about it. What has Ukraine done for us? Think about it. What has Ukraine done for us? Not a thing. Not a thing. But they the closest to Russia. Russia allegedly beefing with, the United States. It's either that or the United States is just jealous of Russia doing what they want to do. Acting as if they're a sovereign country. I mean, that's the way it looked to me. That's the way it looked to me. But yeah, hollering and screaming about money, money, money from these countries, they're not budging and haven't been budgeting since 1989, ever since the first conversation started politically of HR 40. And I like Yvette Carnell. Okay, I do. Yvette Carnell, I like her. She mad at me. She don't like me. She claim I'm a disgrace, blah, 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 blah. But Yvette, let it go. And she one of the forerunners of the so-called ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery. Let it go, Yvette. Let it go. Let it go. And Yvette, try to run for president, Yvette, at least. That's the only way it's going to change. But then look, if you become president, you know you got to follow their rules and regulations, right? Before you even get in there. As soon as you become a politician, you got to follow their rules and regulations. At that point, it ain't about black. It ain't about American descendants of slavery once you become a real politician. You know that. It got to be let go.
Up with this. Everybody has a grievance. I'm answering your question. There's no end. There'll be no end to this because slavery has been part of human history from the very beginning.
So I asked you a very simple question. You said, if you're going to go after it in America, go after it in Africa. So if we all agree to go after it in Africa, will you then agree to go after it in America? It's just a simple question. Yes or no?
No, I won't, because it's a waste of time. We ought to be spending our time on education.
Hey, she kept cutting them off, right? So anyway, I mean, some of these people, I ain't gonna lie. I'm pretty sure the sister, you know, she got a good heart and, you know, but she don't know no better. She really don't. You just riding off of the stories that they gave you in school. Your parents ain't tell you that. And if they did, they were wrong. I dare you to ask their parents and see if any stories of slavery was passed down. And if it was, that means it was working for somebody. Then go after the person they was working for. You got to make sure that they weren't getting paid too. If anything, it got to be done on an individual basis. Not everybody experienced the exact same things. We can't just ride off of the stories that we were told in school because it's not going to work in the courtroom without proof. You can't go to a court with a claim against an individual or company, politician, government without evidence. That's going to be thrown out immediately. You can't use school books as evidence. You can't use word of mouth as evidence. It don't work like that. Is reparations a waste of time? It depends on how you look at it. I wouldn't quite say it is a waste of time, but I just think we could make our own reparations happen without this government's help. Because keep constantly begging and begging and begging is not going to make them budge. Do we have any way to force them to do it? I mean, well, is there any evidence? Is there any evidence that exists? Because if I'm telling you, if you have, that's why it's so important for the individual to find out, to do their genealogy on their own individual family. Once you find out what happened, it's over. It's over.
It's up.
They ain't gonna have no choice but to give you what you asked for. For example, all of the people that I helped, I assisted them with getting their property back that was taken away from their family, had to prove that their family owned that property by way of paperwork or paper trail. I'm telling you, you can't just walk into a courtroom and be like, yeah, this is what happened to my people, and can't showcase it. Everything was documented. That's just like you saying that our ancestors came off of a slave boat without proof. You don't got your ancestors' names on those embark vessel lists. See, this is where they get you. Your ancestors' names ain't on there. But you go to some random website that was created that got numbers on there. That's not proof. You can't take that to the courtroom and win. If that was the case, we would have won a long time ago. It's that simple. So I say the reparations talk, as far as the conversation of it trying to go, us going at the government begging for reparations, that part will be a waste of time because it's not going to work. But us creating our own reparation, that's something totally different. Creating our own restitution, creating everything of our own. We wouldn't At that point, we wouldn't need the government's help. If we just simply do everything on please, let's go back to that, y'all. Could we go back to that? That's all I want. That's all I want. Some people out there, some of the elders out there that are 50 and up, turn their nose up to that. I remember when I explained that to my mother, shout out to my mother. I explained that to my father. I explained that to my grandfather before he passed. Everybody was on board. And that's all we got to do. Some of the elders just need to understand what's going on, what happened, like in a realistic sense. Look, hey, we can't get the reparations. Regardless if we supposed to be owed all of this or not, yes, I agree. But they're not budging due to us crying about it. We got to do something about it. Do something about it. It's not showing up to court with no evidence. That's once again, that's like he said, that's a waste of time right there. I mean, truthfully speaking, that's a waste of time. Getting something done that will be beneficial, that's something different. There's nothing wrong with building up our own cities and towns. We have the resources. We could get this done. There's really no excuse. I want to go to this other video. Now this is the part where I'm so glad he checked him. He really did check him right here. And I hope Charlamagne heard this. He needed this. Charlamagne needed this though. And you're gonna see why. Hold up. Hold up. I got that thing where I can see it. Hold up. I'm not missing nobody. Hold up. I remember Brooklyn. Thank you for becoming a member. And Doc Moon Goddess, I'm dropping the bomb again for you, sister. Thank you for another donation. I appreciate that, sister. Thank you. Trey979 became a member. Thank you for becoming a member, Trey. And James subscribed and Dre subscribed. Thank y'all for subscribing too. Okay. So I'm about to play this, and I heard my wife text me. Let me see. Let me make sure. I think she. Let me see. Okay. She said somebody donated on Cash App. Hold up. Let me see who this is. Ronald Staton. Thank you for your donation, brother. I'm gonna drop a bomb for you. Via Cash App. Thank you, Ronald. I appreciate that, brother. All right, so I'm gonna just play this one. And watch this.
Have you ever heard of the term nigga wake up call?
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Brother.
All right, hold on. Let me play this again. Hold on, let me make sure it's turned up. All right, let me play this one more time so people can understand what he's saying by nigga wake up call.
Have you ever heard of the term nigga wake up call?
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Brother.
So, for example, right? All right, another example is like a bougie black person, right? They think they got it all sweet because they hanging around some white folks, some racist white folks at that. And then they get their reminder by those same racist white folks. I'm not saying all white folks are racist. I'm just saying particular ones at the time, the racist ones, right? And they get that reminder from the racist white folks that they're below them. They consider them inferior. That's a slap in the face to them. He calling it a nigga wake up call, right? Yeah, nigga get back in line. That's right. That's what it is. It's low, Dane. Hold up, wait a minute. It's low. Let me see if I can boost it up on this side. Give me a second. But yeah, that's it. Or I'm gonna boost it up a little bit more. Just a little bit. Or I might have did too much. Let me know if this too much, y'all.
Have you ever heard of the term nigga wake up call?
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Oh, brother.
Y'all, is that good? We good right there? More louder? Got to be kidding me. Perfect. Yes, I boosted that thing up so loud, I was hoping it wasn't going to hit the red. Louder? Seriously? All right, hold up. Let me double check. This is all the way up. People saying louder, louder. Some people are saying it's fine. Sheesh. All right, I'm gonna boost it up a little bit more. All right, what about now?
Have you ever heard of the term nigga wake up call?
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Oh, brother.
I'm just asking. You think you've ever
well,
had
I'm acutely aware, Charlemagne, that I'm a black person, just as you...
That's better? That's better? All right. So y'all heard that, right? Your audio is great. Breakfast Club is kind of low. Loud and clear. Okay. Right. So again, so now you understand it's like a shut up and dribble. You know what I'm saying? Like a, man, you understand that type of situation? Like they think they, you know, a so-called black person would think that they, you know, high on their horse and, you know, they got it and they bougie and everything, right? And then some racist white person slapping back down to reality. Like, nigga, you ain't above me. Stay down. That type of moment. That's what he's referring to. But watch how this elder, his last name is Elder. It's weird saying elder. Watch how elder. Watch how Elder Larry take care of this, though.
Have you ever heard of the term nigga wake up call?
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Oh, brother.
I'm just asking. You think you've ever
well,
had
I'm acutely aware, Charlemagne, that I'm a black person, just as you are a black person. And when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, we don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump, it seems to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part. How dare this guy come in here and insult you, a black man, and tell you you got to think a certain kind of way? I'm amazed that you weren't mad about that.
I'm not gonna say it upset me, just like I'm not letting you upset me. You know what I mean? I don't tend to get upset over things like that. But what I did say,
well, you just not talk about a nigger wake-up call, and it seemed to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part to have a white guy come in here who also said, by the way, about Mitt Romney. Because he didn't want to put more regulations on Wall Street, going to put y'all back in chains. And Joe Biden has lied for decades about his civil rights record, claiming that he desegregated movie theaters and restaurants in Wilmington, Delaware, when he didn't do any of that. He lied and said that he tried to visit Nelson Mandela during apartheid South Africa. He did not. And he came in here and told you aren't even black and let you think a certain kind of way. It seemed to me that should have been a nigga wake-up call for you, but it wasn't, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, no, for the record, I'm not a Democrat or Republican.
I didn't say you were. I don't know what you are. I never even asked you.
Charlemagne, it was shaking up. But I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. He had to come up with something right there. He had to deflect that. That was funny. Man.
You know, for the record, I'm not a Democrat or Republican.
I didn't say you were.
Yeah, I think both.
I don't know what you are. I never even asked you about your party affiliation. Yeah, I'm just saying, but you are black. And to have a white guy come in here and tell you have to say, think a certain kind of way, otherwise you, quote, ain't black. Wow.
How should I have replied to him, you think?
What I just now said, how dare you insult me and tell me I think as a human being, let alone as a black person? I don't tell you how to think, Joe Biden. How dare you come in here and tell me how I should think? I'm going to vote for Donald Trump if I want to vote for Donald Trump. And if I want to vote for Donald Trump, it does not make me not black. 20% of black people, black men, as I said, voted for Donald Trump in 2020. Are they not black now? So only 80% of black people, black men walking around are really black, 20% are not because they voted for Donald Trump. How insulting is that? How condescending is that?
I mean, you're probably right, but I didn't take it in that way.
He's probably right.
To him in that moment.
Well, hold on. I remember I pointed that out when Joe Biden came up on his platform or came up on the Breakfast Club. It's not even Charlamagne's platform for real. We know iHeart run that. First it was Revolt, but now iHeart. Charlamagne ain't say nothing. I was mentioning like that's very disrespectful. I think I did 3 videos on that because that part was so disrespectful and he just lit that slide. I don't care who he is. I wouldn't care what position he running for, what his title currently is at that time. I would lay him out. I would lay him out. You wouldn't ever catch somebody disrespect me like that during the interview and not have me rebuttal that and check him ever. And we could do it on a professional manner. But that just goes to show you how much Charlamagne is worth when it comes to this community, and especially in the political realm. But when it comes to this community, technically, his voice it's not even worth it no more. Like if you're not going to give yourself enough, I wouldn't even call it power or enough respect. If you don't have enough respect for yourself to stand up for yourself and to stand up for your people that you representing when you come over there every day to the Breakfast Club and do your job and check somebody when they get out of line, when it comes to you and your people, to me, you're not for our people. To me, you shouldn't even be in that type of position. Yeah, I mean, I understand you're a radio personality, but even radio personalities rebuttal certain things that they, disagree with when they have debates or discussions. That right there, you shouldn't allow. But I'm glad that this brother checked him like that. He needed that.
It's just about me wanting something for my people, and I want to know what is he going to do.
And then right after that, it was just him wanting for something for his people. But you out of line.
You're probably right, but I didn't take it in that way.
I did.
As I said to him in that moment, it's just about me wanting something for my people, and I want to know what is he going to do for my people, and not only for my people now, how are you going to atone for the things you've done to my people?
Right.
That's it. Right.
And this is a guy, Joe Biden, who, when he first got into the Senate, hung out with segregationists, talked about how well he got along with them, talked about how he didn't want integration because of a jungle. This guy has made all sorts of insulting things to black people, and his policies right now are hurting black people. Inflation hurts the people at the bottom more than anything else. Letting a bunch of illegal aliens into the border are hurting black people more than anybody else, as I said earlier. He's opposed to school choice when he has his own kids in private school, and we lost a year, almost 2 years of in-school education in California because of COVID that he supported. I mean, this guy has done monstrous things to black people, and then for him to come in here and tell you how you ought to think as a black person, it blew my mind.
As a person objectively who doesn't care about either party.
Man, such and such, man. But these type of people, yeah, I mean, and then, certain people out there will look up to them. They'll go check them out every day, see what they got going on, see what the gossip is about, see what rumors they they want to spread and stuff like. But when it comes to real issues, I'm glad that somebody like him that's going to actually step up. I'm talking about Larry Elder, step up and check these type of people that are in these positions, that are not even holding themselves accountable. When somebody is throwing insults at you and our people, and you're not saying nothing about it, you a pussycat. And then you got to turn around and you scrutinizing every day. You scrutinizing your own people on that platform with no problems. Every day, this person doing that person doing this. But when it comes to checking some other race that may have some type of political power, actually ain't no may, they did, or he did, and still does right now, you quiet. You got your tail stuck in between your legs. I mean, yeah, you rebuttaling him right now, but that wasn't good enough. And your excuses was horrible. It shouldn't be no excuse for that type of behavior. But I definitely agree with him right there. Like, that's something that should have went viral. That allowed me to, when I saw this, I said, let me go live. Let me go live to make sure everybody heard that. In fact, I'm gonna play just for the hell of it. I'm gonna play this one more time.
Have you ever heard of the term nigga wake up call?
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Oh, brother.
I'm just asking. You think you've ever
Well,
had
I'm acutely aware, Charlemagne, that I'm a black person, just as you are a black person. And when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, we don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump, it seems to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part. How dare this guy come in here and insult you, a black man, and tell you you got to think a certain kind of way? I'm amazed that you weren't mad about that.
I'm not gonna say it upset me, just like I'm not letting you upset me. You know what I mean? I don't tend to get upset over things like that. But what I did say,
well, you just not talk about a nigger wake-up call, and it seemed to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part to have a white guy come in here who also said, by the way, about Mitt Romney. Because he didn't want to put more regulations on Wall Street, going to put y'all back in chains. And Joe Biden has lied for decades about his civil rights record, claiming that he desegregated movie theaters and restaurants in Wilmington, Delaware, when he didn't do any of that. He lied and said that he tried to visit Nelson Mandela during apartheid South Africa. He did not. And he came in here and told you aren't even black and let you think a certain kind of way. It seems to me that should have been a nigga wake-up call for you, but it wasn't, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, no, for the record, I'm not a Democrat or Republican.
I didn't say you were.
I think both.
I don't know what you are. I never even asked you about your party.
Hold on, he didn't even ask him that, but that can't be your excuse, Charlemagne. That cannot be your excuse.
Sorry, Republican.
I didn't say you were. He did not. And he came in here and told you aren't even black and let you think a certain kind of way. It seems to me that should have been a nigga wake-up call for you, but it wasn't, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, no, for the record, I'm not a Democrat or Republican.
I didn't say you were.
I think both
I don't know what you are. I never even asked you about your party affiliation. I'm just saying, but you are black. And to have a white guy come in here and tell you have to say, think a certain kind of way, otherwise you, quote, ain't black? Wow.
How should I have replied to him, you think?
They're going to ask him how he should have replied to him. You know how you should have replied to Biden. Nobody out there better call this fool a leader. Hold on, my wife just texted me. A couple of people. Okay, hold on. D-Man, thank you for your donation. My wife said that you said tests. Oh, you was trying to check out to make sure that was me. Yeah, that's me. DeWanda Pickney, thank you for your donation. And she said you sent the message saying hold on, huh? 40 for 5 memberships? I'm not understanding. Member of 13% can't send money, help. Hold on, huh? I don't understand. Miss Pickney, can you say something in the chat? I'm not actually understanding what you mean by the message. The 13%, I don't understand. And Sister Ayana, Ayana, thank you for your donation, sister. You said, hold on, I gotta scroll down. Keep up the work, brother. You changed my life. I appreciate that, Ayana. Thank you, sister. And she also said, okay, D-Man, I think oh no, this is another one. D-Man, okay, I appreciate that, brother. You did it twice. You were just, okay. But Mr. I'm just here to make you think. Thank you, D-Man, I appreciate that. Sister DeWanda, get in the chat for me real quick. I don't know what you meant. I don't know if that's all you could, I don't know how many characters y'all could send right there. But let me know what you mean by the 13% couldn't, it says, okay, you are a member. Let me read it again. You are a member of the 13%, but you couldn't send money? I'm not understanding what you mean by that. I'm looking in the chat right now, though. Hold on. I'm gonna back up a little bit.
That should have been a nigga wake-up call for you, but it wasn't, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, no, for the record, I'm not a Democrat or Republican.
I didn't say you were.
I think both.
I don't know what you are. I never even asked you about your party affiliation. I'm just saying, but you are black. And to have a white guy come in here and tell you have to say, think a certain kind of way, otherwise you, quote, ain't black? Wow.
How should I have replied to him, you think?
What I just now said, how dare you insult me and tell me I think as a human being, let alone as a black person? I don't tell you how to think, Joe Biden. How dare you come in here and tell me how I should think? I'm going to vote for Donald Trump if I want to vote for Donald Trump. And if I want to vote for Donald Trump, it does not make me not black. 20% of black people, black men, as I said, voted for Donald Trump in 2020. Are they not black now? So only 80% of black men walking around are really black, 20% are not because they voted for Donald Trump. How insulting is that? How condescending is that?
Right.
I mean, you're probably right, but I didn't take it in that way.
You probably right. Let me just drop a bomb for Larry Elder for doing that.
It's up.
Set it on fire. 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 Fire.
That was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious. He had him stuck and he couldn't say nothing but the wrong thing. Charlamagne cannot recoup. He could not recover.
Rue laugh.
So, and it was another thing I wanted to show y'all in between that. Hold on. I know I missed a couple of people right here that just became members. And Enisu Godric, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. And Todd Johnson, thank you for gifting the membership. I appreciate that, Todd. Jay Mitch, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. Hold on, I'm gonna drop a bomb. And Miss T Jones, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that, sis. Hold on, let me drop a bomb. Here we go. So like, this is what I was saying. Me personally, I don't like these, it's a lot of people like that out there. Even you can find it in comedians. You can find it in like, social media personalities. It's like when the enemy is there and they do some insulting things to our people, y'all get quiet. But just say, for example, it was a police officer or something like that. Hint, hint. That's when you want to speak up. But not when it's a politician. I wonder why. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. They go run and hide when it comes to some real stuff. They get real quiet. Like I said earlier, he had his tail stuck in between his legs during that video. Those of you that don't know, the video that he's referring to is when Joe Biden was on the Breakfast Club. I'm trying to remember if that was during his campaign. And Joe Biden came out his mouth, I'll tell you what. He said, if you're worried about if you should vote for me or Trump, then you ain't black. I think I'm saying it verbatim. But he definitely said, then you ain't black. And Charlamagne let that go. He did not say nothing to a point to rebuttal that. That was a big insult. And I kept repeating that in a couple of videos, letting people know that was a huge insult. And like, how was he able to say something like that and get away with it? And, I don't even like the term black, but that was being disrespectful. And look how he was using it. He was using it in a disrespectful sense, just like the term nigger. In most cases, is used in a disrespectful sense. That was derogatory, big time. And he let him slide. Some of y'all, I'm sure the majority of y'all agree with me on that. I'm sure the majority of y'all agree with Larry Elder, but just know it's people out there that's going to disagree. They got their mind made up. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. And this trick ain't even new. This should be embedded in you. If you for your people for real, like how you say you are, Charlamagne, you wouldn't have let that slide. This how I know you ain't for our people. But certain people, like how I was saying earlier, certain people like comedians and social media personality, they getting away with being considered a leader. And that's bullshit. Like, that shouldn't happen. If it was me, you would have heard me immediately. Even though I disagree with the term black. Especially not coming from a fool like that. And his skin is pale. Ain't no way you about to say something to me disrespectful like that and think you're going to get away with it. That would be the perfect opportunity, especially with you running for a political position and it's the president. That would be the perfect opportunity to put you on blast And let it be known that you don't ever disrespect our people like that. In fact, if it wasn't for our people, you wouldn't even be in that position that you in right now. Shoot. If it wasn't for our people, the whole government wouldn't be in the position that they're in right now. This whole country wouldn't be in the position that they are right now. But
okay, I'm reloaded.
Just a reminder earlier, just in case you all didn't get a chance to hear me earlier, I was mentioning that I am going to be going live. My wife just texted me again that I am going to be going live tonight. We're going to be talking about the Maui situation down there in Maui, Hawaii. I'm going to be inviting people up onto the panel. Please, if you can, if you haven't already, join the 13% community server by hitting the exclamation point, the number 1 and the number 3 into the chat. Make sure it's all together. And then the link will pop up. It's free. If you would like to join the panel and have the discussion with us, you may do so. That is going to take place between, I'm going to say 7 p.m. Eastern time. Look, I may be late. If I'm late, don't hold it against me. But 7 p.m. Eastern time. Let me read what my wife just said. She said, D-Man. Oh, I appreciate that. D-Man, thank you for my what? D-Man, come on, brother. I appreciate that, brother. 51 months of membership. 51 months? Woo. I'm dropping the bomb, brother. Thank you, brother. Brother Terry. Whoo, I'm dropping the ball, Brother Terry. Thank you. You said for the 13%, very proud of you. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And she said that you left a turtle. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, brother. And thank you, baby, for alerting me, letting me know. I wish they had it set up where I could get alerts right here. That would be even better. But yes, that's the link right there, y'all. That's the link right there.
Set it on fire.
Click that link. Yes, you have to validate your account, which is going to be just your email address. I'm not asking for any of that. That's the app that's asking for that to make sure that you are a verified person. And we're going to have a great discussion. I'm going to be playing a couple of videos that I had to edit because there's a couple of things I'm going to have to edit out just, for YouTube purposes. But that'll be at 7 p.m. Hope to see you all then. Easter time, 7 p.m. Easter time. And it's probably going to be a little lengthy, so you may not miss it. But if you miss it, don't worry about it. It's going to be on replay. You'll be able to replay it. It'll be very, very, very informative. We got a lot of things to cover. I want to go into it so bad right now because there's so many things. Last night when I went live at the 13% community server, I found out something right then and there. Man, they are lying, and I want to post some things up, to give some warnings, because even though all of that happened in Maui, there are some things in place right now that may affect certain states out here in the United States. I mean, even though that is considered a state, Hawaii is considered a United State. But I'm just saying, just be prepared, okay? I mean, the whole point of this is not to scare you. That's not what this is about. This is about awareness, to make you aware. I think the more of us that are aware, we can prevent these things from happening by just knowing, And if it's some things where we have to take action, then we can take action. That action portion doesn't have to be displayed out in the public as far as our plans are concerned. We don't have to put that out there like, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do, because that's defeating the purpose. You understand what I'm saying? So if there's any action that has to take place, then that should be, discussed behind the scenes. This is what that 13% community server is for. That's for us. So I'm going to see y'all at that time. I appreciate you all for coming out. 7 p.m. Eastern time. Don't forget, I'll be here. I may be a little late, but regardless, it's happening tonight. Y'all take care. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you all tonight. Wado.
I'm just here to make you think.